Okay, welcome. It's Danman here once again. Today we're going to do your basic beginner minor chords that you're going to need to know to play the songs you want to play. Okay, we're going to start off with an A minor chord. Real simple. It's going to look and sound like this. So go ahead and bring the camera in a little closer. Here we go. Okay, we'll try it like that. A minor chord. Your first finger is going to be on your first fret of your second string, the B string. Second finger is going to be on the second fret of the D string, and your third finger is going to be right next to it. It's going to be on the second fret of the G string. And it's going to sound like this. See what it looks like. The next chord you're going to need to know is an E minor chord. This is an easy chord. I'm going to take these two fingers, my middle finger and my ring finger, I'm going to place them right on the second fret of the A string and the D string. And there's my E minor chord. The next chord, minor chord, you're going to need to know is a B minor chord. This is a little tougher. I'll give you two positions. Here's the easy position. We're going to put our first finger on the second fret of the A string. I'm going to put my second finger on the third fret of the B string. I'm going to put my ring finger on the fourth fret of the D string, and my pinky's going to be right next to it on the fourth fret of the G string, so it looks like that. It's kind of like an A minor chord that we just learned, but it's going to be up 2 frets, and then this first finger is going to be on the second fret of the A string. There's my B minor chord. Now, that's the easy way to do it. I know it's kind of a tough chord. If you have any strength, you can take this finger right here and you can bar it over all the strings. So the easy way is just a single note, 4 strings, and the real way is take that finger and bar it. That's your B minor chord. The next minor chord you're going to need to know is an F sharp minor chord. An F sharp minor. F sharp minor is going to be a barred off the second fret. I'll give you 2 ways to do it. You can do a full bar chord if you want, and simply by taking your first finger and barring over the second fret, and then I'm going to take my pinky and my ring finger. I'm going to skip a fret. I'm going to put them on the fourth fret of the A string and the D string, and I'm just going to push down. If you want, you can take this middle finger, you can kind of lay it over here and help push down if you want. That's a full F sharp minor bar chord. Okay. You also, if you want, you can do this method where I'm not going to bar it. I'm going to play what kind of, right here. We're just going to take your first finger, stick it on the second fret of the E string, and then these 2 fingers are going to be on the fourth fret and the fourth fret of the A and the G string, D string, and there's an F sharp minor chord. The full one is a barred all the way down. Okay, these next few are going to be tough. A C sharp minor chord is going to be based off the fourth fret. I'm going to I'll give you 2 positions. There's the full barred position, which looks like this, which is kind of like a B minor or A minor. There's our A minor position. There's our B minor position. And there's our C sharp minor position. So it's a fourth fret bar. So this finger is going to be over the fourth fret, all the strings. My second finger is going to be on the second fret. Excuse me, the fifth fret, but it's the second fret from the bar of the B string. And then my ring finger and pinky are going to be on the third fret from the bar, which should actually be the 6th fret there. It's making it more confusing than it should be, but that's what it looks like. Now, if I don't have the strength to do a full bar, I can take this finger and just place it right on the 4th fret of the A string and still do these fingers where they're at. So this will be, 4th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the D string, 6th fret of the G string, and the 5th fret of the B string. And I can just hit those notes. And there's a C sharp minor as well. Okay, make sure you print out the chord charts on these things. You can find them at our site. Okay, the next one is going to be a G sharp minor. A G sharp minor. Now again, some of these minor chords are not easy, but occasionally we'll get them. A G sharp minor is going to be based off the 4th fret. I'm going to take my first finger and I'm going to stick it right here on the 4th fret of the E string, and I'm going to take my ring finger and my pinky. I'm going to skip a fret. I'm going to put them on the 6th fret of the A string and the 6th fret of the D string, and there's my G sharp minor if I just strike the first 3 strings. Now, if you have some strength, you can take this finger, you can go all the way down. So in other words, I'm barring across all four frets with that finger. If you can even take this finger and lay it across if you want, give it a little bit of strength. But it's a 4th fret, and that's what it looks like, a G sharp minor. Okay, the next one is going to be an F sharp, a D sharp minor or an E flat minor. It's just different names but the same exact tones. It's going to be based off of, I think we'll do it off of here, our 6th fret. So, earlier you learned a C sharp minor and a B minor and an A minor. Well, so the A minor was on the open position, the B minor was on the 2nd position, the C sharp minor was on the 4th fret. Well, this one's going to be on the 6th fret, but the same thing. It's going to look like an A minor chord, but it's on the 6th fret. So the easy way to do it is I'm going to take my first finger and I'm just going to place it on the 6th fret of the A string, and then my ring finger and pinky are going to be on the 8th fret of the D and the G string, and then my middle finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the B string. It's going to look like that, and I'm just going to strike those 4 strings. D sharp minor or an E flat minor. A D sharp and an E flat are the same exact pitch. They're just a different name. And if you want to discover or find out why they do that in music, you can go back to our site and search in our video database for a lesson about inharmonic tones and inharmonic chords. But the term is inharmonic. It means same pitch, different name. Anyway, that's a D sharp or an E flat minor. Okay, the next one is going to be a B flat minor or an A sharp minor. Same principle. There's a couple ways you can play this. Probably the most common one is down here off of the 1st fret. So what you're going to do is you put your first finger on the 1st fret of the A string. I'm going to put my ring finger and pinky on the 3rd fret of the D and the G string. And then my middle finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the B string. And that's called a B flat minor. Now remember you learned an A minor, which looks like that. Well, B flat minor is just, you just take this whole position and move it up 1 fret and then add the B flat tone to it, the root right here, which is the 1st fret of the A string, and boom. There's your B flat minor or an A sharp. You'll rarely see it written as an A sharp minor chord, but occasionally you will. But most of the time it'll be called a B flat minor. Now, if you have some strength, you can take this finger and you can lay it across, all barred, all 6. And then you can strike all 6 strings of the guitar. That's a B flat or an A sharp minor. Okay, the next minor chord you're going to need to know is an F minor. An F minor. And we'll go ahead and do this one off of the 1st fret. It's probably the most common. You can also build it off of the 8th fret, but we'll do it off the 1st fret. So we're going to take our first finger, we're going to put it on the 1st fret of the E string. We're going to take our ring finger and our pinky, we're going to put it on the 3rd fret of the A string and the D string. And we're just going to strike those 3 notes. Full F minor is, I'm going to take this finger and I'm going to bar it all the way across. Takes a little strength, but that's an F minor. Another way you can do it if you want is you can take this finger and you can just bar the first 3 notes on your guitar right like that, and then you can take this 4th finger, your ring finger, and you can put it on the 3rd fret of the D string like that, and that's how you get it done. It's an easier way of doing it. It's like a 4-finger chord. I'm barring these 3, and then a 4th finger. Or if you want, you can place it over there on the A, put your pinky behind it, and that's another way of doing it. But really, it's just a derivative off of the full bar. If I just put this finger across. That's an F minor chord. F minor. Okay, the next minor chord you're going to need to know is a C minor. A C minor. Well, you learned an A minor earlier, it looked like this. And then you learned a B flat minor, it was like this. Oops. And then a B minor was up on the 2nd fret. Well, C minor is just one more fret up. So I'm just going to slide up one more fret up. So, what's this going to be? The easy version is going to be, my first finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the A string, or the 5th string. My pinky and my ring finger are going to be on the 5th fret of the D and the G string. And my middle finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the B string. And I'm not going to bar anything. There's a C minor. Now, if I've got some strength, I can take this finger and I can bar the whole thing. And that way, that's a C minor, the 3rd fret. Okay, that's going to bring us to the G minor chord. The G minor chord is going to be based off the 3rd fret as well. It's probably the easiest position, although there is a position like this that we can do. And it's probably the easiest way to do your G minor. So I'll show you both positions. This one is where I'm going to put my first finger, I'm going to put my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. My first finger is going to be on the 1st fret of the A string, the 5th string. And then my pinky is going to be on the 3rd fret of the G string. And I'm going to strike those 4 strings. And that's a G minor. Now another way you can do it is you can play the bar chord over the 3rd fret, and then I can take my 2 fingers, my pinky and my ring finger, and I can place them on the 5th fret of the A and the D string. If I want, I can take my middle finger and kind of lay it over there and give it a little bit of string until, you know, this is a steel string acoustic guitar, so it's going to be a little bit harder than if you're playing electric or acoustic. Okay, that's going to bring us to the last minor chord you're going to need to know, and this is going to be a D minor chord. We can use a basic open position for this, and it's going to look like this. So my first finger is going to be on the 1st fret of the E string. My 2nd finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the G string. And my 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the B string, the 2nd string. And you don't want to strike the E string. You want to start from the A string on down. That's a D minor chord. Okay. You can also play the bar chord version of it, and that would be all the way up here on the 5th fret. And we learned the minor position. So you have your A minor, your B flat minor, your B minor, your C minor, your C sharp minor. Now where am I at? D minor. So basically it's a 5th fret bar with an A minor position behind it. And that's a D minor. If you want to find out, if you want to see a video lesson that has all of the major chords that are only done in bar chords, go ahead back to our site and search for lessons. Search the video database for major chord and minor chord bar chords. Okay. And make sure you also go back to our site and print out the printable notes that go with this video lesson, and it's going to be called the Basic Beginner Minor Chords. Basic Beginner Minor Chords. Okay, this is Dan. We'll see you next time.